Hi everyone, I'm Whitney from Sugar and Sparrow, and today I'm showing you how to make this delicious, silky smooth Swiss meringue buttercream. It's a popular choice for cake decorating because it's so easy to work with, rich and creamy in texture and flavor, and not nearly as sweet as American buttercream. It's made with just 5 ingredients and takes a little more time and effort than American buttercream, but this detailed recipe will help you make perfect Swiss meringue buttercream even if it's your first time or you've tried before and failed. I've even included troubleshooting tips to help you achieve the best consistency at the end of the video. Here are the ingredients we'll be using. 6 large egg whites from fresh eggs. I know that some bakers have success with egg whites that come in the carton, but in my experience, those never yield a well-set meringue, which is important for this recipe. So I recommend using fresh egg whites and saving the yolks for another recipe. 2 cups or 400 grams of granulated sugar, which is what will sweeten this frosting. 1.5 cups or 339 grams of unsalted butter, slightly cooler than room temperature, and I'll explain when exactly to take it out of your refrigerator to get the perfect temperature. 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract, which is what we'll use for flavor, and a pinch of salt, which is optional, but it does add dimension to the overall flavor in my opinion. Before we get started, it's important to make sure that all of the equipment we're using is clean and grease-free. If there's any grease or fat that the meringue can come in contact with, it can hinder the meringue from setting up. To be extra safe, you can wipe down the bowl of your stand mixer and your attachments with a little vinegar or lemon juice to make sure everything's nice and clean. Let's get started by separating the eggs. I like to separate the egg whites into a smaller bowl one by one and pour them into a larger heat-proof bowl, which could absolutely be the bowl of your stand mixer. I'm only using this large glass bowl because it fits well into the saucepan that I'm using for my double boiler in the next step. The reason why I like to crack these eggs into a smaller bowl is because if there's even a drop of egg yolk in the egg whites, the meringue won't set up properly. Separating the eggs this way lets me double check that there isn't any egg yolk, and if there is, I only waste 1 egg instead of a whole batch worth. As far as egg yolks go, you can either discard them or save them for another recipe. I've linked to a blog post below with ideas on how to use leftover egg yolks. Once I've got 6 egg whites in my large bowl, I add 2 cups or 400 grams of granulated sugar and whisk that together. Then place the bowl over a pot of simmering water set over medium heat. You want to make sure that the bottom of the bowl doesn't touch the water because it will end up cooking the egg whites. Whisk the mixture constantly until the sugar dissolves and it reaches 160 degrees Fahrenheit or 71 degrees Celsius. This is the temperature at which the eggs are no longer raw, aka they're safe to eat. This takes about 5 to 6 minutes, and if you don't have an instant read thermometer, you can carefully dip your finger into the mixture and rub your thumb over it to make sure you don't feel any sugar granules. When the sugar is dissolved and the mixture is 160 degrees Fahrenheit, pour it into the bowl of your stand mixer fitted with the whisk attachment and whip it on high speed for 10 to 15 minutes. At this point, I like to take my butter out of the refrigerator and start chopping it into tablespoon-sized pieces. The butter needs to be slightly cooler than room temperature, and I find that taking it out at this point in the recipe makes it the perfect temperature for adding when it's time. So back to the meringue. We're whipping it on high speed until it's white and glossy with stiff peaks. That means when you dip your whisk into the meringue, it stands straight up and doesn't droop. It usually takes 10 to 15 minutes, and this is how it looks when it reaches stiff peaks. At this point, you'll want to feel the bowl of meringue to see if it's warm to the touch. You can also dip a thermometer into it and see what the temperature reads. If it's above 90 degrees Fahrenheit or 32 degrees Celsius, pop it into the refrigerator for 10 to 20 minutes to let it cool down. Once it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit or below, switch to the paddle attachment and turn the mixer on medium-high speed while you add the butter a tablespoon at a time. The butter should be a little cooler than room temperature, so theoretically it should cool the meringue down to the perfect temperature as it mixes in. Just keep whipping and adding the butter until every tablespoon-sized piece is added. After adding the butter, mix in the vanilla and then a pinch of salt if you're using that. When everything is added, the mixture can sometimes look a little bit soupy and curdled like this. But if you just keep whipping on high speed for another 5 minutes or so, it should come together and look smooth like this. Once your Swiss meringue buttercream is looking perfect, you can use it right away to fill and frost your cakes, pipe it onto cupcakes, or use it however you want. You can even make it ahead and store it at room temperature in an airtight container for up to 2 days or in the refrigerator for up to 1 week. If your buttercream doesn't look smooth, let's talk about some ways to fix it. There are a few things that can go wrong with Swiss meringue buttercream, and here are 2 of the most common problems and how to troubleshoot. The first problem is the buttercream being too thin. Remember how we talked about the buttercream looking soupy and curdled after adding the final ingredient? Usually this can be fixed by continuing to whip the buttercream on high speed for about 5 minutes, but if it's still not coming together and looks too thin, pop the mixture back into the refrigerator for about 10 minutes before mixing it back together on medium speed until it becomes smooth. That trip to the refrigerator will solidify the butter just the right amount and help the frosting to be more stable. The second problem is the buttercream being too thick and air bubbly, like this. To smooth it out, I like to take about a half a cup of the buttercream out and microwave it for a few seconds until it just starts to liquefy. Then I pour that into the big bowl of buttercream and mix it together on low speed. This works perfectly for thinning out the buttercream into a smooth, spreadable consistency. This Swiss meringue buttercream does take a bit more work than American buttercream, but it is so delicious and easy to work with. It has a rich vanilla flavor, creamy texture, and isn't too sweet, making it one of the most universally loved buttercreams of all. It's such a great recipe to have nailed down, whether it's just for special occasions or you want to start using it on your cakes more often. Let me know in the comments if you make this frosting and what you used it for. If you love cake, head to my blog at sugarandsparrow.com for all of my cake recipes, decorating tutorials, and ideas for your cake making. You'll also find lots of recipe videos and tutorials on my YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button while you're there so you never miss a new video from me. Thanks for watching.